Anytime, Ray. And today's draft, I feel it is going to be really amazing because both of these teams, they've got such a vast hero pool that target bans wouldn't exactly be playing the trick for either of them. And they will really need to pick up those standard bans and go in for something like a joy ban, a fanny ban, Suyoban, because we have seen Amocha play out that hero against Dakusena repetitively in every single match and clean sweeping that series to move up to this third place decider right here. And like we were talking about, the Joy and Fanny, they have already been banned out. Coming next, it could be a Matilda, it could be a Bruno, it could be a side laner, possibly the Giyattt. Any of those are very much possible.
Exactly. You just almost described their decision making actually, what they should honestly do. And that's basically what they're following through right now. And I'm looking forward to what they have in store because so far we're almost done with the band section and we'll be seeing our first pick. Right now, I feel like both of these teams they prefer the Granger over like the Bruno right now, as far as I've seen them in this tournament so far.
Exactly. And as we were talking, right, the Suyo, Fanny, and Join, they have been respect banned by both of these teams. And the Hilda and Juxian ban, I once again agree that they are both very, very annoying heroes. Possibly the two main concerns for annoying the enemy's squishy heroes, right? Hilda and Juxian just so very irritating. But on towards the pick phase, we will be seeing the Matilda getting picked up by Team Senju, but here Team Giyattt will have the opportunity on picking up the Bruno. Of course, it get picks up, but now Team Senju can answer that with the Layla trying to copy down Kelra from M6 or even pick up the Granger if it's possible. The Giyattt is still in their inventory and can definitely be picked up on towards the EXP lane, or they could go in with the Hylos with the Matilda. Okay, I suppose Ray is having a bit of a technical issues, so we will be carrying on with the game as of now. The pick phase is still running down the clock for Team Senju, and they're taking their sweet time to decide on the possible heroes. We definitely gave out our predictions, and we will be seeing some of those heroes getting picked up. Of course, who can forget the Sicilian, the monster mage on towards the mid lane getting picked up right away. And as for now, Team Giyattt doesn't really have that kind of a dive potential except for the Phobius, who is just a means of engage and doesn't have a disengage potential as such. So they really need to pick up on something which is going to take down that Sicilian, but instead they decide to take away a Vexana pick in their draft. This reminds me of today's match, FNOP versus TLID game number 4, and things were looking really, really interesting there. But then again, we don't know what is going to be the outcome of this one right here. As on towards the second ban phase, we should be seeing those EXP lane bans coming in, the Giyattt, the High Lords getting banned out, or even the Assassins to be banned out in respect of Amocha being able to play them really well. From the side of Team Senju, though, we might be seeing a Carmilla ban coming in, as it is one of the best combinations, along with the Vexana and the Phobius, or even something like a Tigreal could be banned out, considering the fact they might go in for those setup tanks. But then again, they are taking their time. They are taking the time to decide on what they want to ban out. Do they want to prioritize the goal laner and put some frontline support for them, and while banning out a kind of support in case Team Giyattt decides to go in for that alpha and a healer combination, even though the Matilda has been picked up by Team Senju, so they will really have to think on what they can actually pick up here. But as we can see, not really much going to be coming in. But oh, we were talking about it, and the alpha gets banned out. That is going to be the caster's curse working right away. But for the last ban of Team Giyattt, it is going to be the Khalid, which does leave the high loss still open for the side of Team Senju to pick up, and that might just potentially be a very good pick considering they have the Matilda Matilda, they also have the Sicilian who has the Sanguine Claws to help pull in enemies into Hylos's range of his second skill and use up that slowdown to take them down. As for now, we definitely talked about the Carmilla ban and it got banned out left and right, so no more combos coming in from the side of Team Giyattt. They could still go in for a setup tank though, try to pick off that Matilda before a major team fight, so as Team Senju can't be able to heal up as much as possible, as much as they would like to. But then again, it all depends on what these teams are thinking. They could go in for an assassin here, a Ling and Hayabusa, still just as good to mark down the Sicilian and the Granger in this lane, but instead they decide to pick up on Akfra, which then again, it's a bit of a risky move because that kind of a setup tank, sure, it can catch down the Matilda and stop her from using her guiding winds on time. But then again, if she plays on that Purify, she's just going to be healing her team away and taking them away with the guiding winds, while the Kufra will be left to die in the middle of a team fight since he doesn't have that kind of a disengage potential. As for Team Senju here, we should be seeing a potential assassin pick coming in, but no, then again, they do need a fighter to burn down the Phobius. The Xbox might just work wonders in this kind of a rough, and I think we have Ray right back with us. So, Ray, would you like to say something?
First of all, I would really like to apologize, Sarah, for leaving you all alone. I had a little internet issue on my end, but I'm already back. And looks like we are almost done with the draft. And let me just analyze what has happened so far. Okay, looking at the bans. Okay, understandable. All meta-worthy bans, but okay, Khalid. That's I'm not really that much of into it. But anyways, Senju got one ball, has Granger, Matilda, and Sicilian. That is quite interesting to say the least. And on the other hand, Giyattt, their draft is also looking good, but I just feel like the Matilda, Sicilian, and Granger might be a little bit too overwhelming for Team Giyattt right now. At least that's what I believe in my humble opinion.
Exactly so. The Fredrin coming in along with Akufra and Vixana, a bit of a smart choice, I would say, especially against the Hayabusa, since he will be be unable to catch off just one of them with three frontliners sitting in his face. And if he gets taunted even once, there's more than enough burst coming in from the Vixana as well as the Bruno to just take him down in an instant. So he would really have to be fast with his hands. You know what I mean there. And then again, the Eden pick coming in against the Phobius, going to be good. Definitely a good matchup to see. But the Phobius does have those interrupts with his second skill. So the Primal Guardian will have to be played out safely if she wants to be melting down that Phobius.
Definitely both. Just like you said, Hayabusa would be having a lot of trouble, but at the same time, Granger and Sicilian, they'll be able to maintain their distance quite well, as well as the fact that they have the Matilda. So it would come down to a lot of the execution, but Senju got one ball and they already have such a good lineup and team composition. But, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we are already in on Blazing Championship Season 1, and this is the Land of Dawn. And we are seeing Senju got one ball versus Team Giyattt competing for its second runner up. Yes, the third place in this tournament. And I'm going to be your caster, Ray. And joining me is the amazing Sarah herself. And I'm so happy to be casting with her again. But anyways, let's see what this game have in store for us. Both of the draft looking decent. But I feel like the early game, let's see. We'll get the answer soon because look at that. The Sicilian? Oh my god. So aggressive.
Exactly so. So, with that, we are already on towards this land of dawn, and both of these teams seem to be starting out pretty strong. That Granger out there stealing away his jungler's farm, but it's okay. He's got that jungler going in towards the top lane, so he can just prioritize the bot lane all for himself, have a cozy home in that lane while getting ganked by three others. But it's okay. Golden is just a struggle, if you know what I mean. But here, Team Giyattt will be the ones moving towards the turtle now, but Hayabusa is already in position. And the mid. Okay, but look at that. The Kufra engaging on towards Coconut already, while Coconut is also giving the revenge punches on the towards Vexana. So definitely here, both of these teams are going to be poking each other out, and here Haya would just be looking for that easy C. The bats and feast comes into play, and as well as the Eternal Lord, but a quick sidestep of that will definitely help the Sicilian to reposition. But the bat impact hitting that Kufra a little too low. He is going to be chunked down very, very low and will have to back off. Fredrian is going to be the sole survivor of that team
Oh,
fight. Doesn't manage to take the turtle. The first blood comes in from the side of Team Senju. They manage to secure two. Phoebus is still giving his life. They get three in that team fight, while the side of Team Giyattt loses out that team fight pretty badly and just gets one in exchange.
it is mad impressive how Vexana and Sicilian. You think that in that matchup, Vexana has an early lead, but okay, bot lane, even more aggression coming in. And look at the damage already coming in from Sicilian alone. That is the amount of like Senju got one ball. They're really playing it aggressive. Despite what you'll think that they have the late game of a mid control, no, they are not afraid. They are just showing that you can do anything with your hero. And okay, bot lane.
Okay, look at that. Kufra managing to escape with less than a slither of his HP. Granger stealing away the turtle pretty well. That's what the Rhapsody does so well. And look at that, the circling eagle connects along with the guiding winds, but a quick flicker, not enough to save Oe as the Death Sonata is going to be taking him down. The turret damage will take down Granger. A little too aggressive there, and the team wasn't on time to provide enough backup. But look at that, the Bat's Feast once again used up. Haya looking to use up his shadows cleverly, but both of the members. Okay, but the Eden at the back line catches down the Fredrin. Will be looking for the Earth Shatter to connect, as well as her ultimate will be dealing enough damage to take down the Fredrin once again. Oi will be in danger. Shouldn't be coming out alone to fight a Sicilian and a Hayabusa on her face, and she will safely be backing off for now.
This is impressive. The momentum that Senju is playing, it is very different from Giyattt right now. Because if you noticed, he is rotated to the bot lane just to take down Fredrin, knowing that the turtle contest is what matters for their team because they want to have the early aggression. And look at the top lane, another circling eagle coming in.
Exactly so, and Phoebus once again getting caught out so very low, but will manage to heal somehow using up his vengeance. And now Edith will be the one who has to back up. Cecilian giving an excellent amount of backup to his EXP laner here. Okay, but the Outshatter connects once again, but it wouldn't be enough to take down the Phoebus, and they will be looking for the disengage because the turtle is up though. And here we will see a cat fight coming in left and right. The Kufra trying to zone out the Hayabusa, but getting poked down by that Rhapsody. Gets the Skypius into action. Mega kill for the Hayabusa, and now the Circling Eagles connects on towards Oi. Will be taking him down. Two dead. Third one down, and the fourth one is looking quite low and will not be able to survive that. The turtle taken away. 4 for none. A massive W for the side of Team Senju.
What is how is this game even making logically sense? Because if you look at the draft side, it looks like Senju got one ball. They're going to be playing a little safe into that early game, trying to look for those windows of opportunity to get those kills, try to give Hayabusa a little early lead. Because with the Matilda, most of the time you'd see an alpha or a Fredrin jungle working out the best, but somehow they're making good use of the Matilda as well as an assassin hyper, and they have translated it to a complete domination. Because look at that on bot lane.
Exactly so. In that Bat's Feast, as well as the Rhapsody now will have enough stacks to just be a spammable skill for that Granger. Definitely looking so strong with that composition. They have a huge amount of range at the moment as compared to that of Team Giyattt. They only have the Bruno and the Vexana who can easily get marked out by the Hayabusa during a team fight. And that is where the Sicilian and the Granger are going to have a much easier time poking and dealing the damage, because the Matilda's guiding winds is going to be there to help them reposition it in case of any danger coming in.
I mean, in the fact that I am falling for you is just not even able to sustain any of the damage that's coming in. It looks like Haoba might be next because look at that onto the top lane. Just like I just spoke, a monster kill for this Hayabusa. Amocha is on a 602 right now, and Julius he probably also has the Sky Piercer stack as well. And they are just look at the map control, look at the amount of aggression. They Will they be able to get it? Nope.
Exactly. So no, they just missed by a centimeter right there. That Sonata just falling a little short of that range. Otherwise, the Sky Piercer would definitely have triggered. But look at that. Kufra trying for an engage on towards Shenzhou on that Edith. But she will be safely escaping because she has that Thunderbolt and will have enough sustain to help her successfully escape that 2 versus 1 situation. And look at Hayabusa going in with the Ogi Shadows, but will not be finding it. The taunt coming in very handy and right on time. Team Giyattt here, though, looking a little bit in better position because the Bruno is now going to get his power spike. He does have 2 of his items, so we could see a possible comeback if the game rolls out too deep. But then again, there's the Sicilian, and Namocha goes in with the shadows, but we'll be looking for a disengage right away. Kupra, Vixana, and Bruno, all 3 of them trying to defend the lane, and still Team Senju is getting the upper hand. The Eternal Lord knocks up 3, but the Granger will be finding the kill on towards the Kufra. Definitely not the correct pick here because he's getting poked out way too much before he can even set up for his team. But look at that! The Sanguine Claws comes in and Hayabusa on towards the back line, takes down Oi, and Granger here fighting for his life will be managing to escape as Amocha finds the double kill on towards the Phobius. Absolute domination coming in from the members of Team Senju.
What can I say? I mean, Team Giyattt, okay, that is a good engage, but I don't feel like there's just enough backup. The thing of their lineup is that they're very tanky, but right now it doesn't really matter. They're getting shredded, and that is becoming their main weakness because they also don't have enough damage. Their jungler is more of a utility. Their roamer isn't a damage dealer either, and because of that, they're falling off behind really, really hard. And okay, right now looking at the items as well, Matilda has 2 items and Hayabusa is building towards his fort, while Fredrin even hasn't had this privilege of getting the second item. Look at the engage into the blue buff pit.
Okay, but look at that. Hayabusa will find the legendary, but Team Giyattt definitely found one shutdown here onto the Granger in exchange for the death of their tank. So that's a fair advantage I would say they would have during the next team fight. But then again, look at Halbam though. He's fighting a 1v3 and sustaining for so long, but that Edith is going to be melting away a Fredrin in a matter of seconds along with that Matilda. That is just how good that Edith pick is on towards the EXP. She is such a slept upon hero. But today in M6 Finals, we definitely saw her potential in the first game as Kirk played her so well. But then again, in this game as well, Shenzhou from Ohio showcasing his definite potential.
Makes sense, makes sense. I mean, Senju got 1 ball, but this one probably has more. I do not know what, like, I do not wish to count, but anyways, I really like one thing that I'd like to mention. Coconut built a really good item. It's the fact that he went for the Wishing Lantern first before then Glowing One. Usually that's the standard build, but okay, looks like another engage onto the top lane, but it's not a success. The damage is just a little bit too much. Look at Granger.
Okay, and the Granger going in for with those Death Sonatas left and right. It's not stopping. He has way too many stacks. And it's a complete wipeout coming in from the side of Team Senju as the Lord is going to be marching down the top lane. It's a definite end to this game. Team Giyattt has no chance of making a comeback anymore. They're all dead. The crystal is down already. And the score lead will be a 1-0 for the side of Team Senju as they take away a victory.
Mad insanity, and I feel really sorry for Team Giyattt because their Gyatts were not able to do anything much in this game because the aggression for right from the early minute mark, from the first minute, like Sicilian, you would not expect a Sicilian invading your jungle, especially with a Matilda, when you have like 3 frontliners laying dormant in your lane. Yet somehow they showed their absolute dominance and aura right from the beginning of the game. Like, it is very impressive how Senju got 1 ball, did everything, and at the end, 21-3 scoreboard as well as a 11,000 goal lead, and they ended the game in just 10 minutes, clean and swift and disciplined game. Nothing much, not many misplays made. I feel like Granger just died twice, due to a little over aggression. But other than that, a very clean game, and it just I just feel like if team Senju got one ball, they want to win this series. They have to do something about it in the game too, and they have to make sure that these heroes, this Sicilian Granger, as well as the Matilda, do not go into the hands of team Senju.
Exactly. So that was a very beautiful victory coming in from the side of Team Senju, and Hayabusa was the one who got the maximum push, that split push potential coming out of an assassin player like him. Definitely outshadowed the Granger's push potential as a goal laner there. Whereas Bruno was the one who got the 85%, took down two turrets on the two side lanes, but it wasn't enough for his team to secure a victory for him. And look at the Fredrin, he dealt, okay, that's 2% damage dealt by him. That's a bit underwhelming, I would say, for a match in the third place situation of such a big tournament. But then again, a good try by the side of Team Giyattt, coming out so far and fighting against one of the best teams in India in this stage. But with that, I think we will be looking to go in towards the next game in just a few minutes.
Exactly, Sarah. We'll be taking a short break and we'll be heading straight into the game number two as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned while we take a short break and do